各位弟兄姐妹，在这个欢庆的节期，让我恭贺大家圣诞快乐。
Brothers and sisters, on such a special occasion, let me open by saying congratulations to all of you.
父堂的弟兄姐妹，虽然你们不能直接的看到我们，但是我们从 CCTV 是看到你们，你们也看到我们，我们也恭贺你们圣诞快乐。
And as for those of you who are actually downstairs in the church hall, you may not see us personally, but we can actually see you through the CCTV, and we would also like to congratulate you all.
可以挥挥手吗？圣诞快乐！我们看到你。
Can you all please wave your hands so that at least we can see you through the CCTV?
所以我们更接近了哈。
Now we are getting closer to one another.
我们低头祷告。
Let's bow our head in word of prayer.
父神，在这个欢庆的日期，我们要为着你的诞生献上感谢。让我们在这一个庆祝圣诞的时候，使我们更认识你，也更能够经历你。你祝福每一位，谢谢祷告，奉耶稣基督的圣名求，阿门。圣诞节是单单关乎基督徒的庆典吗？
Now, is Christmas a day only that concerns the Christians for a celebration?
我常常说，今天有很多人对圣诞节有很多的误解。
And I say that many a times that a lot of people has got a lot of misunderstanding regarding Christmas.
今天有很多人在圣诞节的时候，他们的焦点是放错地方。
Because during Christmas time itself, a lot of people are actually focusing on the wrong thing.
包括今天很多的圣诞诗也给我们错误的信息。
And this includes also quite a number of Christmas carols that has given us the wrong message.
今天很多时候越来越多人报佳音是穿着 Santa Claus 的那个帽子了。
Now a lot of people today, when they go caroling, they are actually wearing the Santa Claus hat.
当然很多人都不知道，因为已经这个是圣诞，好像是象征了。
Well, a lot of people are actually taking to say that as long as they wear that hat, it has a significance on it, or it is typical of Christmas.
我们过去传统在报佳音的时候，佳音队都会穿白衣。
Now, as far as the old carols are concerned, most of us actually will be wearing in white apparels.
象征当耶稣诞生的时候。有天使报告好消息
And that actually signifies that at the time of the birth of Christ, the heavenly hosts are actually announcing the birth of Christ.
但是今天很多人去报佳音的时候，都穿着这个圣诞老人的帽，已经不是天使报佳音了，是圣诞老人报佳音了。
And if you can look at the scenario today, you find that a lot of people are actually wearing the Santa Claus hat, and this is actually sort of signifying that it is Santa Claus who is doing the caroling.
很多时候很流行的这个圣诞诗歌是 Jingle Bell.
And the most favorite hymns that they like to sing is Jingle Bell.
I saw Mommy kisses Santa Claus.
And then the other hymn that they like to sing is I saw Mommy kisses Santa Claus.
这一些都使我们对圣诞的这个焦点越来越模糊了。
And because of all these types of hymns, it has actually shifted our focus towards other things and become very blurred.
我想在很多流行歌曲当中，最能够表达的圣诞诗或者流行诗是很久之前 Boney M 唱的一首 Mary's Boy's Child。
Now, as far as I'm concerned, I think if you compare the contemporary hymns itself, the most likely one that I like is the one sung by Boney M. is Mary's Boy's Child.
它一开始的时候就是 Long time ago in Bethlehem.
And it started with long time ago in Bethlehem.
Mary's boy's child, Jesus Christ, was born on earth today.
That is what the Reverend Ho has already said already.
我想，这个才是圣诞的一个意义。
And I think that this is actually brings out the real meaning of Christmas.
我刚才说圣诞节是关乎基督徒的吗？
And I was asking a question: does it mean that Christmas only belongs to the Christians?
我想不是的，圣诞节是关乎普天下每一个人。
No, it is not only because it concerns Christians, but it concerns all the people living in this world.
为什么我会这样讲呢？
Now, why do I say that?
其实有一首很流行的一首圣诞诗，叫做《Joy to the World》，这个普世欢腾。
And in fact, there is a hymn which is called Joy to the World.
为什么耶稣降生是普世，全世界人都欢腾呢？
Now, why is it that at the birth of Christ, it is a joy to the whole world?
刚才两位传道所读的那一段的经文，是耶稣诞生的时候天使报告的内容。
And just now, our sisters were reading through the Bible verses. It actually depicts the time how the heavenly angels brought forth the Christmas news.
圣经说，当耶稣要诞生的那一夜，天使忽然在天空向这个牧羊人报告这个好消息。
And the Bible tells us that at the time of the birth of Christ, the heavenly hosts actually brought forth this good news to the shepherds.
天使所讲的第一句话是什么呢？
Now, what is the very first sentence that the angel said?
天使说：“你们不要惧怕，我要报告给你们大喜的信息，是关乎万民的。”
And the heavenly angel says that, do not be afraid because I bring to you good news. And this news concerns all the people in this world.
你有没有注意到天使说是这个信息是关乎万民的？
Did you notice that the angel says that this particular news is a concern to all the people of the world?
当天使说不要惧怕，我相信天使不单只是跟牧羊人说你不要惧怕而已。 其实天使乃是跟全世界人报告，你不要惧怕。
Now, when the angel said to the shepherds, "Do not be afraid," I think that he is actually also telling the people of the world that they shouldn't be afraid too.
我想，若你安静下来思想一下，
So I think if you were to spend some quiet time and think about it,
今天世人最大的挑战跟威胁，其实就是惧怕。
now today, if the things that is facing the problem is not fear,
就是惧怕。
it is fear.
因此，天使的报告信息说不要惧怕。
That is why the angel says, "Do not fear."
其实，惧怕是世人的一个最大的威胁跟挑战。
In fact, as far as fear is concerned, it is the greatest danger to mankind.
我相信，这个时代压力对许多人来说是越来越平常的事情。
And if I were to say, I think that today pressure is in fact giving to a lot of people a lot of fear.
有人说，现在世界最大的杀手之一就是压力，就是忧郁症。
And as far as today is concerned, people are saying that pressure is the greatest cause for depression.
我几天前看到一份的报章的报道，
A few days ago, I read a news in the paper.
他说马来西亚的人的这个精神病的人是越来越高的。
That as far as the people in Malaysia is concerned, a lot of people are suffering from mental pressure.
我们看一看这一个报道，
Let's take a look at this particular news report.
这里说38%的马来西亚人是有精神问题的。
And here it tells us that there are about 30% of Malaysian people who are suffering from mental pressure.
这是很惊人的一个报道。
This is in fact quite frightening.
若你睡觉睡到一半，你的另一半忽然间起身瞪着你，你要小心。
So when you are sleeping halfway, and all of a sudden the other half sits up and stares at you, you better be careful.
因为38%的马来西亚人是有精神病的。
Because over 30% of Malaysians has got this mental problem.
为什么呢？
Why is it so?
因为我们有许多的忧愁、忧虑，甚至忧郁症。
Because we have got a lot of worries and a lot of problems, and because of that, we fall into depression.
我们有很多的惧怕。
We have a lot of fear.
我见证一个亲人的孩子的长大。
Let me just give you a testimony of a relative of mine.
我见证看到我一个亲人，当他的孩子还很小的时候，
I noticed that one of my relatives, when his child was very young,
他很忧愁，他很担心，他常常骂他的这个小孩子。
he was actually scolding the child most of the time.
我不知道什么时候你大便小便你会讲，我就很好了。
I do not know when you can actually tell me when you want to ease yourself. If you can tell me, it will be fine.
那孩子渐渐长大了，当然可以自己解决了。
And now that the child has grown up, he can do all these things by himself.
孩子在读小学的时候，他很担心，跟孩子说：“你若能够认真的读书，不要这样跳皮，我就放心了。”
And he says to the child when he was going to school, he says that if you can only be study, work hard, and you can do well in your studies, then I will be free from all my worries.
然后孩子到初中 Form 3考试的时候，他就跟孩子说：“若你 Form 3考试及格，我就放心了。”
And he says to the child when he was in Form 3 that if you can pass your LCE or the SRP exam, I will be free of my worries.
孩子过关了，
And the child passed his exam.
然后就在读 Form 5的时候，就跟孩子说：“你若 Form 5考试及格，我就放心了。”
And the same thing he said to the child that when he reached Form 5 for his SPM exam, he says that if you can pass that exam, I will not have any worries at all.
孩子考试及格，他也没有放心，他就跟孩子说：“你若能够考进大学，我就放心了。”
Well, the child passed his SPM exam, but then he doesn't do away with his worries, but he says that if you can get into the university, then I will surely be free of my worries.
孩子也过关了，这个进了大学，也毕业了。
And the child was able to get into the universities, and he was able to graduate from there.
然后他就跟孩子说：“你若能够找到一份比较好的工作，我就放心了。”
And then he said to the child, he says that if you can get a good job, then I should be free of my worries.
孩子也找到一份的工作，现在是一间外国大公司的总经理。
And the child managed to get a very good job in international company and is currently holding the position of the general manager.
这个妈妈现在已经80岁了。
And the mother is now almost 80 years old.
她常常还是碎碎念的跟孩子说
And most of the time she's still nagging at the child and saying,
你若能够嫁出去，我就放心了。
well, if only you can get married, then I will be really free of my worries.
我见到这个孩子的成长过程当中，这个妈妈从孩子出世一直不放心，一直忧虑到80岁，她还是为孩子忧虑。
And I can actually see all these things throughout the life of this little boy until he graduates. And when the mother is now almost 80 years and she is still worried for his child.
为什么人会充满了惧怕呢？
Now, why is it that mankind is always filled with fear?
原来惧怕是从罪来的。
Because fear comes from sin.
圣经说，神创造天地，然后神创造人的时候，人是跟神是和好的。
And the Bible tells us that when God created man, God has got a good relationship with man.
但是魔鬼在那个时候就引诱了亚当夏娃，使亚当夏娃犯罪。
But then at that very time itself, we find that the devil actually tricked Adam and Eve, and they fell into sin.
魔鬼怎么样使亚当夏娃陷入这一个不顺从神犯罪呢？
Now, how did the devil actually trick Adam and Eve into falling into sin?
魔鬼向亚当夏娃说：“其实，神只是说，你吃了这个分别善恶的果子，你会死么？”
And they tricked the Adam and Eve by saying that if you eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge and life, will you die?
魔鬼说：“其实不是的。”
He says that no, you will not.
魔鬼说：“你知道为什么神不要你吃这个分别善恶的果子吗？”
Now he says he asked Adam and Eve as to why God doesn't want them to eat from the fruit
魔
of the
鬼
tree.
跟亚当夏娃说：“因为神怕你吃了，你就会跟他一样，像神分别善恶。”
And the devil said that God is scared that if you were to eat of the fruit, then you will be able to differentiate between good and evil.
你就会像神。
You will just be like God.
我想这一句话很吸引亚当夏娃。
And I think that this particular sentence actually attracts Adam and Eve.
亚当夏娃不想再依靠神，不想让神再掌管他。
Because Adam and Eve do not want to rely upon God, and they doesn't want God to control them.
这个亚当夏娃很想自己做神。
Because Adam and Eve want to be God themselves.
所以有人说，这个时代的主义都朝向让我做神。
And that is why a lot of people are saying that the current trend is that everyone wants to be God themselves.
我昨天在看到一个 video clip， 有关这一个现代的科技的发达。
And yesterday I was actually watching a video clip that actually talks about the contemporary advancement of humankind.
那个我们现在的手机发达到，若我不懂的英文，对方不懂的华语，那么我只要这边讲英文，他的手机就会翻译华语。
And what I read was that if someone who doesn't know English speaks in English, but the one who receives the message or the one who hears the message can actually comes in terms of the Mandarin version.
所以现在的科技就发达到这个地步。
That is why you see technology has advanced to such a stage.
我在想早一点知道就好，我就不需要借你再替我翻译了。
I thought that it would be so much better if I have discovered it earlier, then I don't need to be the interpreter at all.
人都挣扎，都很想自己做神。
Men are struggling, and man wants to be their own God.
人在告诉自己 ，Let man be God, let me be God， 让我做神，让人做神。
And man has been struggling and say, "Let me be God, let me be God."
是的，这就是人的罪的开始。
Now, this is in fact the beginning of sin in mankind.
当罪进入世界，惧怕就进入了世界。
When sin enters into the world, fear comes together with it.
人要自己掌管自己的生命。
Man wants to control their own life.
什么是骄傲呢？
What is pride?
骄傲就是要高抬自己。
Pride means you want to lift up yourself, or you want to
什么是-
uplift yourself.
什么是嫉妒呢？
And what do you mean by jealousy?
嫉妒就是受不了别人比你好。
The jealousy is that you cannot see someone who is much better than you.
为什么人会有竞争呢？
Why is it that there is fightings amongst men?
我们是要为了自己。
That is because we are trying to benefit ourselves.
我们为什么会生气发怒呢？
Why do we get angry?
因为我们自己受了损害。
It's because we have got ourselves hurt.
为什么这个时代这样多的婚外情，这样多的小三的故事出现
Now,
呢？
why is it that we have got so much of what I call adultery and also extramarital problems?
为什么有这样多的奸淫出现呢？
Now, why should adultery happen?
因为人都要满足自己的情欲。
Because everyone is actually trying to fill their own fleshly lust.
为什么我们会胆怯？为什么我们会惧怕呢？
Now, why is it that we are afraid, and why should we fear?
因为我们怕无年，我们怕没年，
Well, that is because we are afraid of being ashamed.
我们怕输，
We are scared of losing.
我们怕比不上别人。
We are afraid that we cannot match up to others.
这一切都是惧怕的来源。
And all these are, in fact, comes from the source of being afraid.
当人离开神的时候，
When man is separated from God,
当人跟创造他的神的关系破裂的时候，
when there is actually a breakdown between the relationship between God and man,
第一个反应就是惧怕来到，
the very first result is fear creeps into it.
因为惧怕乃是告诉自己，我明天会更糟糕。
Because when fear creeps into it, he says that tomorrow would be a worse day for me.
为什么会惧怕呢？
Why should we be afraid?
因为我们失控了。
That is because we have already lost control.
人是很怕失控的，
And mankind is very scared of losing control.
失控会使他不懂得怎么样回应，充满惧怕。
Because the moment he loses control, he doesn't know what to do, and fears creeps into him.
我常常说，今天人不但要控制一切，人也要控制神。
And I have been saying that not only man is going to try to control everything, man is also trying to control God.
今天很多时候，很多人去膜拜神明的时候，
A lot of people today goes and worship a lot of idols.
他就跟他们的神明说：“你给我中彩票，我就烧一只猪给你。”
And they say to the idols and say that if you only allow me to strike the lottery, then I will give you a roasted pig as a sacrifice.
甚至那些打抢的人说：“你保护我，我打抢了会烧一只猪给你。”
And as to some robbers, they may even pray to their God and say that if you can protect me to be saved after my robbery, I will also make a sacrifice of a suckling pig for you.
今天我们要献上少少的东西，我们要在神明得到更多的。
And now, whenever we give a little bit of sacrifice, we expect to get much more back in return from the idols.
我常常说，今天人的人心的败坏到，甚至跟神这个献祭给神明的时候，都会拿 plastic 的东西献给他。
And I say that as far as mankind is concerned, they have deteriorated to such a stage where they are even prepared to offer up plastic materials.
水果是 plastic 的，
You take a look at the fruits are actually made of plastic.
甚至香也是电香，不必点了。
And then nowadays you have the electric candle.
这是人心的这个可恶。
This is in fact depicts the badness within or the wickedness of man.
今天人跟神的关系破裂之后，惧怕就来到。
Because of the separation of man from God, fear has crept into their heart.
有一次，有一个外国的朋友回来马来西亚，
Once one of the friends who came back to Malaysia from overseas.
他要回家的时候，我们就有机会一起吃饭。
And before he depart, we have got a chance to sit together for a dinner.
然后我说：“你来了马来西亚一段的时间，你观察到什么？你给你最深的印象，马来西亚是怎么样的一个国家？”
So I asked him a question. I said that since you have been staying in Malaysia for quite some time, what is your impression of Malaysia?
他说：“我这一次回来，我最不习惯的东西就是。” 我到处去的时候，发现到马来西亚的屋子都装了很多铁枝，很多的铁窗。
And he says that the impression I get from staying in Malaysia this time is that wherever I go in Malaysia, I find that there are always these iron grills in all the homes.
难怪文水兄家好生意，你看。
No wonder one of our brothers who's in this line is getting very good business.
然后他说。 若是你拍张照，里面的人抓住2只铁枝的话，真的是好像坐监牢。
And so he says that if you were to take a picture of someone who is behind those grills, and if they were to put their hands onto the grill, it is just like they are living in the jail.
是的，今天我们看到马来西亚的治安是越来越不平安的。
And so it is a fact that as far as the security in Malaysia is concerned, it is getting from bad to worse.
你的车可以锁的又锁，但是最后很可能剩下锁，你的车不见了。
You could actually lock up your car very properly, but then by the time you get out, it is lost.
你不相信吗？其实这个我有一天吃早餐的时候，我看到这个，
No.
哇，锁了这样多的锁，还是不见。
So you can actually see from the picture over there that although the bicycle has been locked up with quite a number of chain, but then you can see what has actually happened to it.
刚才那一张是我在普渡吃早餐的时候拍下来的。
The original one that you all saw was the one that I took when I was over at Pudu having breakfast.
所以离开这里不太远。
It is not really very far from here.
我的牧师呢常常说，哇，这里治安很不好，什么？有时候我就偷偷跟他说，你倒不如搬去警察局住更好。
And my wife has been saying that the security over this area is not too good. So I say, well, if that's the case, if you are worried, you must well move away.
Go to police station.
to the
instead.
police station.
耶稣诞生的时候，天使说：“我报给你们大喜的信息。”
At the time of the birth of Christ, the angel says that I'm going to give you all good news.
是你们不需要再惧怕。
That is, you all do not have to be afraid anymore.
今天我们一打开报章，我们就看到其实是没有好消息的。
So today, whenever we were to open up our newspaper in the morning, there's hardly any good news.
其实我们都安静的思想的话，我们都可以说，这一个社会、这个世界已经病了。
And so as we sit down and ponder over it, we can actually say that this whole world is sick.
若你打开报章，你不觉得这个社会已经病了，很可能你已经麻木了。
So if you were to open up the newspaper and read, and if you do not feel that the world is sick, I think that you have actually become numbed. You have become numbed in your thoughts.
这个社会的问题是什么呢？
So what is the problem with this world?
有人说是教育的问题，
A lot of people say that it has got to do with education.
真的是教育的问题吗？
It's an educational problem.
你看我们的国家的情形，
Let's take a look at the situation within our country.
我们的 MO1 很高，受很高的教育，但是却是这样。
Our MO1 actually has got very good tertiary education, but he's like that.
我们的国家的腐败到从 office boy 到最高，你没有给回路都不能过关的。
And the situation in the country is that from the office boy up to the highest person in the company or in the country, if you do not corrupt them, then nothing can be done.
这个世界已经有病了，
This world is sick.
犯罪的人是越来越高明。
More and more people are turning to crime.
天使出现的时候，天使说：“我报告给你们大喜的信息。”
And when the angels appear, he says that I am going to give you some good news.
什么好消息呢？
What is this good news?
马可福音第1章第1节怎么样介绍耶稣呢？
Now, in the book of Mark, chapter 1, how did he introduce Christ?
马可福音第1章第1节很简单的介绍耶稣，耶稣基督福音的起头。
And in first of Mark, it gives a very simple introduction to Christ, that in the beginning of the gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God.
什么是福音？
What is the gospel?
福音是好消息。
Gospel is the good news.
什么好消息？
What good news?
不是超级市场88%减价，
It is not the discount rate that the supermarkets are giving, 80% off.
好消息是这个神道成肉身降在我们当中。
The good news is that God has condescended in the form of a man in the flesh.
透过他为我们死在十字架，他的宝血洗净我们的罪。
And because he died for us on the cross, his blood has cleansed us of all our sins.
我们能够再一次的跟创造神和好，
We can then be reconciled back to God,
我们的灵魂得救，
and our souls are saved.
以致我们能够再一次的跟自己的关系、跟别人的关系和好。
And so, because of these, we can have a better relationship with other people and also with ourselves.
我们能够归回这位真神，我们能够称为天父为阿爸天父。
We can actually go back and be a bridge back to this creator of ours, God, and we call him our God, Appa God.
这是好消息，
This is the good news.
这是圣诞的好消息。
This is the good news of Christmas.
请问你已经有了耶稣进入你的心吗？
Can I ask whether you have Christ within your heart?
因为这是好消息的开始。
Because this is the very beginning of the good news.
今天许多人尝试的用许多的方法解决许多的问题，
Now, today, there are a lot of people who actually try to solve their problem with different types of methods.
但是人基本的问题是我们跟神的关系的破裂。
But the most important thing, or the most basic thing, is that there is a broken relationship between man and God.
你愿意跟神和好吗？
Do you want to be reconciled back to God?
透过接受耶稣基督，你就再次的能够跟神和好。
Through accepting Jesus Christ, then you will be able to be reconciled back to God.
若你有耶稣，这一个圣诞对你来说就有特别的意义。
If you have got Christ within your heart, then this Christmas then will become very meaningful to you.
我们低头祷告。
Let's bow our head in a prayer.
当我们低头祷告的时候，
While we are praying,
你若说原来圣诞是耶稣降世为了我的罪而来，
if you say that Christmas is because Christ has come down for us,
我今天愿意在这个圣诞节的期间，接受耶稣进入我的心，我愿意得到这一份的礼物。
and then you say to yourself that you would like to receive Christ into your heart because you want to have this as your gift.
有这样的人，你说你就轻轻的举起手，我为你祷告。
If there are such a type of person, can you please raise your hand and we will pray for you?
迎接耶稣进入你的心，
Receive Christ
把手
into
放下。我
your
看到
heart.
了，我看到了，把手放下。我们正在
I will
请
have
招
seen
待
you.
人
Okay, you can put down your
帮忙
hand.
还有吗？
Any more?
圣诞把手放下，看到了。
Okay, we have seen your hand. You can put it down.
还有吗？
Any
前面
more?
我看到了。
Yeah, we have seen you. Thank you.
还有吗？
Any more?
耶稣来到世界啊，看到了，把手放下。
We have seen your hand. Thank you. You can put it down.
耶稣来到这个世界是圣诞的最大的礼物。
Christ comes into this world, and this is in fact the greatest gift.
若你的生命充满惧怕，充满未知的明天，
If your heart is filled with fear and you are not sure of what of the things,
有一首诗歌说：“我们不需要惧怕明天，
there is actually a hymn that says that we do not have to fear.
因为当你相信耶稣的时候，圣经说掌管明天的上帝也是牵我手的上帝。”
And the hymn also go on to say that the one who holds tomorrow is the God who leads you by the hand.
有没有这样的人说：“我心中有许多处理不来的惧怕跟忧郁？”
And then there are also a lot of people within amongst us who say that I have got a lot of problems that I do not know how to deal with.
但是我今天在信息当中，我知道耶稣赐我平安，
But through the message today, I know that God can give me peace of heart.
掌管明天的上帝也要掌管牵我的手的，成为牵我的手的上帝。
And the one who controls tomorrow is the one who controls us, will lead us by the hand.
你愿意欢迎耶稣进入你的心的，再举起你的手，举过的不必举。
Now, if you want to receive Jesus Christ into your heart, can you please raise your hand? For those who have already raised, you don't need to raise it again.
副堂的有吗？
Anyone from downstairs?
你举起你的手，我这边看得到。
And if you were to raise your hand for those people downstairs, I can still see you from here.
我愿天使当时报告好消息，平安月，你真正的领受这个真平安。
And I really hope that the good news brought by the angels will be received by you and you will receive the peace.
我们低头祷告，
Let's bow our head in a prayer.
特别是刚才举起手的，当我讲一句，你小小声的讲一句。
And especially for those people who have raised their hand, what you can do is you repeat after me in a softer manner.
主耶稣基督，谢谢你，在这个圣诞节期间，我能够听到你的好消息。你降世，为了我的罪而来到这个世界，你为我的罪死在十字架，你的宝血为我的罪来流。我愿意承认自己是个罪人，主啊，赦免我的罪。
Amen.
耶稣基督，我现在打开我的心，欢迎耶稣进入我的心，成为我的救主。谢谢你给我在圣诞节的期间领受这么大份的礼物。祷告，奉耶稣基督名求。
Amen.
阿门。刚才那些举起手的， 散会后请你们去找那些穿扣的。
For those of you who have raised your hand, can you, after the service, contact those people who are wearing jackets?
若是姐妹的话，大概穿漂亮一点的。
And as for the female one, you can actually look for those female who are dressed up properly or better attired.
但是我看到我们当中很多都穿得很漂亮啊。
Because I see that all of the females are wearing very well.
你看他们脸比较有发光的笑容的，大概就是吧。
So if you see that if they have any smiley face,
我们请两位传道人站起来，你们姐妹若要找的话，就找这两位传道人。
Right. So with the two pastors,
他们的脸比较发光的。
So as for all those lady members, you all can contact these two lady pastors of ours.
再次的恭祝大家圣诞快乐。
And once again, I would like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas.